everybody. Hope you're having a good day. I kind of decided I wanted to give like a 1,000 mile update on how our Mercedes Sprinter 2021 van is doing. So I've been driving it now for about 1,000 miles, and I kind of wanted to rant a little bit and I kind of wanted to rave a little bit about the van. Now, when we got this, it had just under 30,000 miles. And I had mentioned and talked about some of the issues we've been having it before, and most of those issues, thank goodness, I've been able to fix. Sometimes I'm not sure how. Like if you saw the video about how I repaired the heater, those fixes I had did something. Not just a coincidence that it started working, but again, kind of a strange thing to happen. When things have gone wrong, I have been able to repair them pretty easily. Um, this, at least so far, and I'm sure someday this thing is going to beat me. Someday I'm not going to be able to do it. It's going to be beyond my skill set. I won't have the tools for it. I won't have the time for it. Someday it'll beat me, and I'll have to take it to a pro to have something fixed. But for right now, I've been able to work on things, which has been really, really nice. These things are kind of erector sets. You can see how they designed them to be worked on, and that's a big plus in my book when it comes to suspension things or the brakes or other things like that. But so that's a big plus in my book for sure. So after this 1,000 miles, I've gotten to know the van pretty well. I'm still learning some other things, but I feel like I can give an update on how it's been for the first 1,000 miles. Some things are going to be specific to Mercedes. Some things might be specific to this unit, but just kind of give a rundown on how things are going. So let's start off with the good stuff first. The good stuff that I like about this van is right now the seating position, the driving position is very comfortable. I like the dash layout. Um, that's all good stuff. Of course, the capacity is really good. I've had ladders in here doing other kind of work. Another rave is the air conditioning is absolutely fantastic. It cools it down, even though I've got no insulation in the back. The vents are really cool how they open up and they can shoot right on you, so it cools it down really easily. And the heater works really good as well since I somehow fixed that. It's been chilly here in Georgia going to work the past few mornings, but the heater it makes it hot. You gotta turn it down. Usually I drive to work with a jacket on, but I don't have to anymore because the heater works so well. So that's another really nice thing about this. Again, even without any insulation or like a partition to keep the heating or cooling in here. So my favorite thing though, I gotta say about this, and I haven't even mentioned this before, I don't think, is the engine. We have the 2-liter turbo gas, and I am really, really glad that I got this. I always envisioned getting one of the diesel units, but I'm really glad that we got the turbo gas, mainly because however long it's been for the past 15 years or so, diesel has been just so much more expensive than regular gas. I remember growing up, diesel was always way cheaper, but it hasn't been for a long time, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any cheaper anytime soon. So that alone is one reason why I'm really glad we got the gas. Also, I have been very impressed with the gas mileage of this. Again, this is my daily driver. I'm driving home from work right now. I have consistently been getting 20 miles to the gallon in stop and go traffic. So I am really, really happy with that. The transmission is great. It finds a gear, it keeps a gear, it doesn't hunt around a lot, but also the ratios are pretty tight, so it accelerates really quickly. Once we start loading up and actually starting to do the van conversion, and once we start putting several hundred or 1,000+ pounds of stuff in here, I'll be interested to see how the performance, how the mileage goes down. I don't think it's going to be a lot. It's got plenty of pep. I think it's 188 horsepower for this engine. I can't remember the torque figure, but it's great. I really like that a lot. So again, a lot of there's other good things about it. Now, that's the rave part. The rant part is just some of the things that have gone wrong with this that are just so odd that I have never experienced in any other vehicle. As of right now, when I'm filming this, I'm 55 years old. I've had a lot of different vehicles, and I've never had things go wrong on other vehicles that I've had go wrong on this. For example, a video I did a few days ago, on replacing a fuse for the 12-volt power. I have never, I know this is going to sound weird, and some of you people who have had way more vehicles than me are going to think I'm crazy, but I've never had to replace a fuse in a vehicle ever. And I have had older vehicles from the 70s. I've had International Scouts. I had a 1980 Ram Charger, old pickup, 77 F-250 Highboy. I've never had to replace a fuse ever. I know that sounds weird. And I've had to do it a couple of times on a taillight on the van and for that 12-volt power source. So that's, to me, that's odd. So that's kind of strange. Also, the heater going out. I can't believe that in a 2021 thoroughly modern vehicle, the heater stopped working. Bizarre, unacceptable, can't believe it. I've never had that happen in any other vehicle before either. That has got to be one, you would think, one of the most reliable things on any vehicle is the heater. I've never had that happen. Just, again, a very strange thing to have happen on this vehicle, for the heater to go out. Another odd thing, the second video I did on when we started this channel was when I changed out that rear, the cargo door lock actuator. I have never ever, and since I've had vehicles with, power door locks, have ever had an actuator go out. Again, maybe you have, I don't know. It's just so odd to me too, that actually failed. That part actually failed. And once again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record, a thoroughly modern vehicle. So it's all these kind of like weird things that have either failed, but I was able to repair, but I'm just not used to those things going out. I know fuses have got to be pretty common, but just kind of weird. The other thing I haven't been too happy with the van is the amount of sound insulation and sound deadening from the factory. This door, when I shut this door, it sounds like there's nothing in there. It sounds like the cheapest economy compact car you can think of. It's got no thud to it. Our other vehicle, we've had a couple of Ram 1500s, nice solid thud, and that's what you really want to hear. And for a Mercedes, you kind of expect that, but this isn't just a regular Mercedes. You can tell what this is for. It is for moving cargo, moving it efficiently, hopefully being reliable. But again, some of the things I've been talking about aren't so reliable. But it's just been very strange to just not have that kind of thud when you close the door. Now, I've done some research on that, and there's ways to add sound deadening, and especially in the headliner up here. I've seen a couple people online on YouTube pulling down the headliner, adding insulation and stuff. I'm definitely going to have to do that because apparently there's nothing up there. It's just a big cavity up there. So we got to fill that in with some sound deadening and some insulation. I think all those things together will make it better. So again, not the end of the world. A fixable thing for sure. That has really been all the things that I've run into so far in the first 1,000 miles. So again, the good stuff. Really happy with the engine and transmission. Really happy with the fuel economy, the driving position, the driving feel is really good. So I'm really pleased with those parts of it. So at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself the question: okay, would you do it again? Would I get this vehicle again? And absolutely. The little quirks of things that are broken don't override at the end of the day, ultimately what we're going to do with this, turning it into a camper van, and I think we're going to be real happy with it. It's just, I think, getting used to some of these idiosyncrasies like any vehicle is going to have. So at the end of the day, I would totally do it again. Wouldn't hesitate. So yeah, I can recommend a base 2021 Sprinter Cargo 170 wheelbase to turn into a camper van. So if you have a Sprinter, I'd be interested to hear about your initial thoughts when you got yours. If you had similar experiences or different experiences, and again, maybe it was just this unit, maybe it's the quirky stuff that's broken, maybe that's a Mercedes thing, or maybe it's just this unit. I'd be interested to hear. If you put that in the comments below, I'd appreciate to hear about your experience with it. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time.